Yeah, a very good afternoon to one and all. Today we shall discuss about influences on consumer behavior. See, first of all, if we want to understand a buyer and his needs and all those things, no, his aspirations and all, what we have to do is we have to convert this buyer into customers. So that must be the first intention if we want to learn about consumer behavior. So we should understand the buyer habits and his priorities and what type of personality he has, so that we can guess what type of products he would be buying. So personality, it signifies the inner what we can say psychological characters that reflect how a person reacts to his environment. Okay, so if you just pinch a person, how he reacts, or if you slap, how he'll react, if you praise him, how he reacts, like that. So that we can call it as personality. So this especially shows the individual choices for various products and brands. So in this block we shall be seeing about personality and psychographics, and how family influence on consumer behavior, and social and cultural influences. So these things will be discussing. First we'll move to personality. Yeah, see, to understand a buyer and needs, I told you that we have to convert them into customers, isn't it? So, and we know that personality shows how individual choices are for various products and services and brands also. So to understand personality, first we must know what personality is. Okay, it's a very frequently used word everywhere. How is his personality, is like that, no, every day to day that ways we use this personality. So what we have to understand, that when we are talking about personality, it can be a kind of perception, learning and motivation. Okay, so it should be noted that while perception, learning and motivation, they deal with some aspects, some specific aspects of human behavior, personality takes the whole person as a concept. Okay, because no, it is affecting the various psychological processes. This is why marketers have also been using this personality traits and building personality brands to especially to appeal consumers. See, in most of the advertisements you may see, for example, see, I have put it in the slide that femina, it is like a woman of a substance. So it's a advertisement which is incorporating certain specific personality trait, that it is related with a woman and woman of substance, right? So like this, we can say personality, how marketers are using. When we say Nivea, for men who dare to show they care. So the tagline, it's saying that when we talk about Nivea, it is saying that how the personality of that brand is that those who care, and those who are very dare to care. Okay, those men will use this Nivea and all. Thumbs up, we say adventurous and no excitement seeker. So I want my thunder. That famous tagline, we can say that yeah, thumbs up, no, very adventurous and all. And when we talk about Peter England, the honest shirt and so on. So like this, these are some few examples which are indicating how the marketers are using and defining the personality of brands and all. So these personality theories, no, they are influencing marketers to re-examine the interrelationship between personality and the psychological processes. Okay, such as consumer attitude, motivation and behavior. So now we'll understand what this personality means. See, as I told you, it's an inner psychological characters or inner traits, yeah, of a person that determines how a person responds to his or her environment. Okay, so when we take a definition given by Morgan and King, what he is saying is the characteristic and distinctive trait of an individual. Okay, characteristic, or you can call feature, and a trait, very distinct. Okay, distinctive trait of an individual, the stable and shifting pattern. Okay, the stable and shifting pattern of relationship between these traits, and the way the traits interact to help or to hinder. Okay, help or to hinder the adjustment of a person to other people and situations. So how he is behaving in a particular situation or with particular kind of people and all. So that all is called as personality. So when we just look into this main characteristics, no, whatever definitions, whatever we have talked till now, from that we can take out some of the features of personality. Number one is, it is having no a certain characteristic which is distinct. Okay. Number two, it's a sort of integration and organization of what, of physiological and psychological facts of a person. So we are connecting it, integration of. Then the third one is, every person, no, they have a unique nature. Yes, it is said, no, that God has created, so everybody's thumb, no, thumbprint, they differ. Even twins thumbprint also differ. So every person has a unique nature. Personality, fourth one is, personality is something which gets habituated, okay, associate to a particular individual. Okay, so a person may get up at 5 o'clock and do praise and then start other household chores and all. So it becomes in habit. So it's, we say, oh, it's his personality or her personality, like that. Okay, then next one is personality. It's relate to certain behaviors, or we can call mannerisms, right? Which distinguish from one person to another. So these are few features of personality. See, this is what I was just discussing, characteristics of personality. Then we shall move to each thing in detail. Okay. Number one, see, personality is something which is unique in each individual. See, it may be internal or external qualities. Some may be general. Okay. But it is unique to individuals. It is not possible for any other individual to no, to imitate or to reproduce those qualities. Okay. Next is, personality refers particularly to persistent qualities of an individual. See, every individual, they have something or the other feeling, right? As well as some other permanent traits and qualities. So it is mainly what we can say, consists of or composed of permanent qualities or persistent qualities that exhibits themselves, okay, in form of social behavior. Now when you are doing a namaskar, no, when you're meeting an elder one, and you're just bowing and touching their feet and all. So There seems to be a problem with sharing screen. So we shall proceed theoretically. I'll just try once if at all. Mm. Okay, no problem. There's a problem with the share screen. We shall discuss. Okay, right. So we were discussing about the characteristics of personality. First one we have seen is it is something which is unique in each individual. Second one is personality refers particularly to persistent qualities of an individual. It can be no permanent traits or persistent qualities and all, and how he behaves in a social setup and all. Third one is personality represents a dynamic orientation of an organism to environment. See, it's a kind of no learning. See, we didn't learn how to walk right from the womb, isn't it? Slowly and steadily, we have learned how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to be no with the peer groups in a social environment like a school and all. So it's an like a kind of a process of learning, especially with reference to the environment. Now fourth one is personality is greatly influenced by social interaction. See, personality is not an individual quality. It is a combination of society and how a person interacts with the other person. So it's a social interaction. It takes place in reference to environment, right? And it means that when we come into contact with other members, no, our friends, our relatives, and other people in the society, we acquire certain qualities while we exhibit with certain other people. Okay, all this, they form a personality. Okay, this greeting, having fun, all these things that comes and forms a personality. The next one is personality represents a unique organization of persistent dynamic and social predisposition. See, in other words, no, it's an integrated one, we can say. Integration is nothing but no a result of organization, no, which may be different from man to man. Yeah, the behavior of one person directed to one particular individual, it may differ from the behavior of another person. Now if I say no, one some person, if I'm praising, he'll feel very happy, he'll be on cloud nine all. But some other, okay, this is always like this to me. The other may say it's not my cup of tea and all these things. So it is no concerned with individual specificity or specificity, we can say. Okay, so this is what is the characteristics of personality. Next, we'll move to the factors affecting personality. See, we can categorize into three. One is biological, and the second one is family, and the third one is situational. When we talk about biological factors, this is the most or foremost, we can say it's a determinant of personality, no, which includes no hereditary, the brain, and the physical stature also. Psychologists, they strongly argue this, that heredity plays a very important role in one's personality, because no, the importance of heredity varies from one personality trait to another. For example, hereditary plays a more important role in determining a person's temperament than determining the values and the ideals. Okay, so biological factors. Next is that is chromosomes and all. Okay, next is family factors. See, family and social factors, they are also very important for an individual to have his own personality, or individual's personality, we can say. It initially starts, no, first one with the mother, a contact with the mother, and then later next father, then other siblings, yeah, then other relatives, and also there he builds up, right, a family bonding. Then he when he goes to school, his peer groups and all, again he sees his seniors and then teachers. A formal setup would be there he'll learn. Okay, that means he is influenced by home environment, and it is in, we can say it indicates the overall environment at home created by parents. That becomes very critical in developing his personality. Next is situational factors. Situational factors, they also influence one's personality. See, the effect of environment on personality is very strong. Knowledge, skill, language acquired by a person, and no, that we can call it as a no learning modifications of his behavior. That means he learns situationally, he learns. These learned modifications, we cannot pass it on to the children, isn't it? Hereditary and all, we can, even the family legacy and all can be passed to our children and all, but situational, it cannot be. Yes, so these the children, they may acquire such personality from the situations they face. Okay, right, so this is situational factors. Now next, we'll move to personality types. There are types of personalities. Okay. One is type A personality and type B personality. And number two is no Carl Jung's personality types. Then Myers-Briggs personality types. This all we have to learn. Now we'll move to first one, that is what actually is personality types. What it does mean? It means that habits, attitudes, and some physical traits of a person which vary from one person to another, from one group to another, from one society to another society, from one nation to another nation, we can call. Yeah. So everyone falls under this personality, which sometimes may be good, which sometimes may be bad, which sometimes may be very impressive, sometimes it may not be very impressive, right? So this is what is personality type. So just remember that when we are talking about personality types, we are talking about habits, attitudes, and physical traits. We'll move to first one, that is type A personality and type B personality. See, based on some surveys, some research, some observations they have done, and then they have categorized it to these two types, that is type A personality and type B personality. See, type A personality implies a temperament which is stress prone, concerned with time management. Okay, they are very ambitious, rigidly organized, hardworking, anxious, highly status conscious, hostile, and aggressive. So these type A people are, they are being observed, and they have categorized no main what traits, we can say, main features of their personality. Type A personalities are these things: they are well organized, ambitious, status conscious, they are hostile and aggressive, very ambitious and all. Okay, and not only this, they are very competitive, highly competitive, self-critical. Yeah, they continuously strive for their goals without paying much attention to their efforts and accomplishments. This is type A personality. Type B personality, no, just opposite, we can say. Type A is opposite, like They are very less stress, less prone people, easygoing people. They work steadily, they enjoy achievements, not so ambitious, okay, modest or ambition, and they live the moment, okay. If they are now, they want to enjoy, they just enjoy it, right? They are very social, creative, thoughtful, and procrastinating, right? Then we'll move to Carl Jung's personality types. Now, he is a person, now he has done a lot of research on psychology. In 1970s, okay, 71, he gave this theory and he characterized people by their preference and general attitude. He said there are people who are extroverted, introverted. Okay, so based on these two functions, again, he perceptions, again, he has divided into three: sensing versus intuition, and their preference on both no functions of judging, right? Number two is thinking versus feeling, and then judging versus perceiving people. See, all these permutations of preferences, again, he divided into four dichotomies, of which 16 combinations he has got. And all the personality types, they represent, different two poles, okay, dominating, different types of characteristics. Then we'll move to Myers-Briggs personality types. He he produced an Carl Gustav Jung's theory, and then he adopted it and explained different types of people, that is 16 categories. And these are people and things or ideas and information, that is extraversion, and again some of them he has taken from Jung's theory. Facts and reality, logic and truth, and a lifestyle that is well structured, no judgmental, judgment we can say, or one that goes with flow of perception, okay. So like ESTJ, and then INFP. E extroverted, S sensing, T thinking, and J judging. Okay. These are the type indicators by Myers-Briggs. And then introverted, they are very reserved and all. And intuitive is N, and then F is feeling, and then P is perceiving. See, first category of extraversion and introversion, these first pair of style, they are concerned with people, things, situations, and outer world. And their preferences, no, they are extraversion. If one prefers to direct energy to deal with ideas, information, explanation, or beliefs, the inner world, then their preference would be introversion. Okay, then sensing and intuition. See, sensing, if a person prefers to deal with facts, to have a very clear cut idea, clarity is there, or to describe what is seen, and then that preference is he's sensing, that is sensing. If one prefers to deal with ideas, look to unknown and generate new possibilities, or to anticipate what isn't obvious, then the preference is intuition, okay. Then thinking and feeling, see, when one prefers to decide. mm, Yeah. If one prefers to decide on the basis of no logical thinking, analytical thinking, and the detached approach and all, that is thinking. And if we just decide using values or the beliefs he had already, then that is a feeling. Okay. Then judgment and perception. If you prefer your life to be planned and well structured, then your preference is judging. If you prefer to follow or just flow and maintain flexibility and respond to things when they come and when they appear, then that is perception. Okay. Next is theories of personality. Yeah. See, there are several theories. We shall look about first one is Freud's theory, very popular. We can call it as a psychoanalytical theory also. As this is given by Sigmund Freud, we call it as Freud's psychoanalytical theory. What is it focuses or stresses on is the unconscious nature of personality as a result of no childhood conflicts. According to this theory, the human personality system consists of three. One is ego, and superego. We shall discuss with Eid. See, Eid, it's a source of psychic energy. Okay, psychic energy and seeks immediate gratification for biological and instinctual needs. Now, for example, when you are feeling hungry, immediately what do you want? No, something, a bread or a chapati or a rice, whatever is available, right? So that is no hunger, sometimes sex, sometimes self-preservation. So these are immediate gratification. Okay, so that's an Eid. So in other words, how we can conceptualize this Eid is it's a warehouse, we can say. It's a warehouse of primitive and impulsive drives for which individual seeks immediate satisfaction without concern for specific means of satisfaction. So we want immediate satisfaction. That status is Eid. Then we'll move to ego. Ego is individual self-concept. And no, it's a manifestation of objective reality as it develops after interaction with the external world. Okay, ego is individuals, we can say, conscious control, right? See, he never abuse when he is in a formal meeting and all, right? So it's a conscious control, and it functions as an internal monitor that attempts to balance the impulsive demands and of especially the Eid, and then social cultural constraints of the superego. So we can say it's an so this ego is an intermediate between Eid and superego. Okay. What ego does it manages the conflicting demands of, as I told you, between Eid and superego. See, um, yeah, we shall see when a child manages no some sexual conflicts and all, then he determines that yeah, it's an adult personality. And but if these conflicts are not resolved in childhood, then it will result to some defense mechanisms, and then it may influence his behavior later on. Okay, so defense mechanisms, they are the strategies that the ego uses, especially to reduce tensions and aggressions and all. Then we move to super ego. Super ego is individuals no internal expression of some society's moral rules and regulations or codes, and all these ethical codes of conduct, right? So this is super ego. It's a leash on Eid and works against its impulses. So superego is a kind of, you can say, a brake that inhibits the impulsive forces of the Eid. So this is one first theory, okay, Freud's theory, and then we'll move to socio psychological theory. See, according to this theory, what it is saying that individual and society, they are interlinked. This theory disagrees with the Freud's personality theory. What these researchers believe that social relationships are very fundamental and for any formation of any personality. Okay, so the person who has given this is Alfred Adler. What he is saying is individuals strive for superiority in a social context. For that only he behaves accordingly. This he called it as a style of life. Okay, he called it as a style of life. He also emphasized on the how a person uh, tries to overcome the feelings of inferiority. Okay, to strive that superiority. Yeah, this is what. Next, Karen Horney also believed that the personality of any person, no, it is always related to a relationship in a society. Okay, so that's why what she has done is she has proposed and developed three categories of personality groups. Number one is complaint people. Okay, those individual who move towards other, they desire to be loved, they desire to be wanted and appreciated always. So they will always be complaining about. Okay, so complaint people. Next to category, what she has done is she said aggressive. Those individuals who move against others, they desire to excel and always want to win admiration. Okay, then detached people, these individuals who move away from others, they won't get mingle with others, they desire to be independent, self-sufficient, and no always want freedom from obligations, responsibilities, no, freedom with everything, just they themselves. This is one. Then the third personality theory is trait theory. Trait theory, this is mostly widely used, especially to measure personalities, because it's a quantitative one. This approach is quantitative, not because personality is a qualitative concept and all, but trying to make it quantitative and do some research and also they have quantified it. This trait theory, what it tries to understand is personality by dividing or by categorizing attitude and some specific types of behavior into some traits. Okay, these traits we can describe as a tendency of a person to think, to feel, or to behave in a particular way. So this theory, it is composed of no particular definite predispositional attributes. Okay, so the measurement of these personality traits, no, it can be in a continuum with some individuals ranging from low to high. See, for example, in most of the questionnaires we say highly satisfied to very neutral, and then not at all satisfied to that extent. So it will be quantified in a continuum. Okay, then these are statistically analyzed and then reduced into some personality dimensions, and then they will calculate it. So like this, we have single trait personality test, yeah, which measures only one trait, and if you have multi trait personality test, then they will have multiple traits and then they will evaluate. So some of the traits, no, especially when we are talking about consumer behavior, those are relevant are very first one is innovativeness. So a degree to which a person likes to try new things, that is one thing. So innovativeness. Then materialism is one trait, as that is no amount of emphasis placed on acquiring and owning products. So my product, and also that is materialism. Then we have the third trait, that is self consciousness. So the degree to which no person deliberately, no wantedly monitors and controls the self image that is projected to others. Okay, he may have nothing, but he may project as if he has everything. No, so that is self conscious. The need for cognition, the degree to which no person likes to think about a thing and tries to seek the brand information, right? So need for cognition. Then frugality, they deny short-term purchasing whims, choosing resourcefully to use what they have already owned. Okay, they want to continue. You can, in other words, no, conservative kind of consumers, we can say, authorized, whatever they are using, they want to continue with that same products. So this is related to some traits which are very relevant in consumer behavior. Next, we shall move to try this. Let me try again sharing these PPTs I have. Okay, same problem persists. Okay, yeah. Next, we shall see personality influences and consumer behavior. See, marketers, they are interested in knowing how personality can influence consumption to behavior. For this information, they that information may help them to make no market segmentations, and then they can target those consumers only with very good programs, with very good strategies, and also that's why they concentrate more on personality. So there are certain specific personality which influence consumer acceptance for especially new products and services, especially when they are trying to analyze the market responses for new innovations. No, what marketers do is they are very much interested in knowing the personality traits, so that no they can differentiate between consumer, we can call consumer innovators or consumer not interested innovators, right? So based on this, Skiffman and Kanuk, they have referred this personality traits or behavior no as four categories. That is, one is consumer innovativeness, then dogmatism, optimum stimulation level, then variety, novelty seeking, and the fifth one, not just four, five also is there, that is social characteristics. Let us see number one, consumer innovativeness. See, innovation is always a kind of risk, because you have to spend time, finance, and all, and we don't know whether that product would click or not, isn't it? So it's an element of risk, we can say, because there would be some people who would easily accept it, but there are some people who never accept, they want to go with the product they were using previously, right? So there's a high element of risk in this. So consumer researchers, what they have developed is some kind of instruments to measure that, uh, to understand the level of consumers innovativeness. Okay. And the personality trait which provides some insights into the nature and boundaries of consumers willingness, we can say, willingness to accept that innovative product, and also consumer innovativeness. Then dogmatism, this is again another personality trait which will indicate the degree of rigidity individuals display when something which is unfamiliar to them, or towards information which is contrary to their own established beliefs, they try to avoid it, right? The person who is high on dogmatism will approach unfamiliar, defensive, and decide on the worthiness of products, right? Oh no, that was only good, this is not good, and all, right? Then optimum stimulation level. So this consumer researchers, what they have examined is the relationship between personality traits and differences in the stimulation. It may be no again related to consumer behavior, and highest optimum stimulation levels with consumers will display more willingness to take risk. Okay, and they try to take new products, and they try to be very innovative. Then variety, novelty seeking people, name itself is saying they are the consumers who want varieties, who want something new and all. Yeah. And in this no exploring newer brands, we call as exploratory purchase people. Then we have no vicarious exploration, that is consumer, they obtain information about new products, available products or alternatives and all, and then they contemplates about the new option, and they explore no things with very cautions and with very, I mean, reserved way, right? Where a person who is low on dogmatism will be more willing to accept this, even though if it is not a familiar brand or a product. Then we have a social character. The personality traits depicting this social character, they are very closely related to socio-cultural environment or sociological research. Okay, here hence the preferences of two types of personality traits, that is inner directiveness, and then outer directives, uh, directed consumers. The inner directed consumers, they have preference for ads, advertisements, which stresses on product features and personal benefits, thus enabling them to evaluate the product and then use of the product in an innovative way, in a new way, and all. So that is how they gather knowledge and about that product, and then they buy. Next, we shall move to brand personality. What is this brand personality? Yeah, it is no human, as I told, no femina, a strong woman and all. See, it refers to some human characteristics associated with a brand. Okay. A brand personality is something no which consumer he can relate or she can relate to a brand by having no consistent set of traits associated with the brand. They are very they are expressed as different types of personalities with a brand image. Okay. See, when we talk about some examples which usually we find in advertising, see, consumer tend to see Volvo, no, as representing no safety. Oh, Volvo bus, we can board into it because it's very safe. So Volvo, and BMW as performance driven. Yeah, the brand saying is BMW performance is good, and no, that status symbol also. The Nikkei as an athlete to all of us, right? So this is how human characteristics are associated with a brand. So a brand's personality, it can be functional, it can be symbolic, right? uh, for example, as I say safety of Volvo, then it is a functional one. When I'm talking about that's an athlete and all, Nikkei, then we call it as a symbolic one. So it can be either functional or symbolic. Consumers is more likely to purchase a brand if its personality is similar to their own. Okay, so based on this, we have five common traits. Number one is excitement. Number two is sincerity. Number three is ruggedness. Number four is competence. And number five is sophistication. So these are different types of personality, brand personality, we can say. So when I'm talking about the sincerity, some of the features we can observe is no down to earth people, family oriented ones, small town people, honest, very sincere, very real, wholesome, original in character, and cheerful, sentimental and friendly. So these all some of the what we can say sub characteristics of one characteristic, that is sincerity. Okay. Then other personality, brand personality is excitement. Okay. Excitement, no, here daring, like thumbs up and all we have seen, daring, trending, exciting, spirited, cool, young, imaginative, unique, up to date, independent, and contemporary. So these are some traits under excitement. Then, when we talk about competence of brand personality, reliable, hardworking, secure, intelligent, technical, corporate, successful, like leader, and very confident. That is comes under competence. Then we look into sophistication brand personality. Name itself is upper class, yeah, glamorous, good looking, charming, feminine, very smooth, all these things. Ruggedness, outdoorsy, glamorous, good looking, tough, and rugged. So these are all. When we take some examples, see some top brands and their personalities. See, Apple, you might have heard about it, no? So the personality is sophistication. Okay. See, even though Apple is a technology company, its brand is very sophisticated. So one, when he's having an Apple and all, they say, oh, very high class, glamorous and all. No, so sophistication is a main human characteristics associated with the brand. When I talk about Nikkei, as I told you, it's excitement. Nikkei as a person would be exciting, provocative. So if he wears that, no, whatever Nikkei brands they are providing, he himself feels like very excited person, right? Cool, innovative, health conscious, very fit and all, right? This is one. When I talk about Tesla company, it is the combination of both excitement and sophistication. Because now Tesla has an exciting, visionary, charismatic, courageous, and spiritual personality. As I told you, Volvo, it is no like sincerity and competence, because no, it has responsible, trustworthy, reliable, no family man personality. Hallmark has a personality of a well liked, warm, and respected family member. That is no, when we take hallmark, it is equal to sincerity, truthfulness. Yeah, hallmark, gold, all these things you have to take, right? Then Harley Davidson, when I talk about it, is ruggedness. It's a macho type, rebellious, American loving, freedom seeking personality. When I talk about Amazon, Amazon again is a combination of sincerity and competence. Yeah, it is a reliable one, very competent, sincere, and caring personality. When I talk about Red Bull, again, no, the personality, brand personality is excitement. It is, courageous, outgoing, hyper energetic. Okay. Then Rolex, it is a combination of competence and sophistication, because solemn, stable, responsible, organized, and professional man personality. So these are some of the examples of top brands and their personalities. Okay, can I start? Yeah. Next one is personality and self-image. So till now we were talking about personality and all. Now we shall see about self-image, and then both personality and self-image. Self-image is one of the most important dimensions of personality, which affects consumer behavior. Okay, it is saying it's a no self, perceiving self, right? Very closely associated with personality. In that, individuals, what they do, they tend to buy products and services what they feel that it is good for them, right? Self concept, we can define it as the totality of individuals thoughts and feelings, having reference to himself as an object. So they keep themselves as an object and they think, yeah, this is good for me. This feeling, if I buy this, this feeling is good for me. Then they buy. That's a self-image. So self-concept is a cognitive structure, okay, related to brain, especially behavior and feelings. So it's very unique, and outgrowth of this self-image, no, it depends on person's background and his experience also. So products and brands have symbolic value for individuals who evaluate on the basis, especially on the basis of self-image. Some different self-images are: number one is actual self-image, ideal self-image, social self-image, ideal social self-image, expected self-image. One, first we shall see actual self-image. See how consumers see themselves, whether they see themselves as no excitement and sophistication, yeah, or then they buy those products, right? Ideal self-image is how consumers would like to see themselves, okay, right? Then social self-image is how consumers feel others to see them. Okay, see others to see them from the societal perspective. They want them to see, right? Next is ideal social self-image, combination of both ideal and social. How consumers would like others to see them, right? Then the fifth one category is expected self-image. How consumers expect to see themselves at some specified future time, that maybe 2047, right? Like Vixen, or how they want the consumers to see them in Vixit Bharat and all, right? So this is how image, self-image is divided. Then usually consumers, what they do is they attempt to have a compatibility between product image and self-image. Then we call it as no self-congruity, because they are no what they are doing, they are just trying to have a compatibility between product and their self. Okay, so we call it as self congruity. So based on this we have four categories: positive self congruity, positive self incongruity, negative self congruity, and negative self incongruity. First one is positive self-congruity. What they are doing, they are comparison between a positive product image perception and a positive self-image. See, congruity, we came to know that it's a product and self-images compatibility, right? So when we are talking positive, so positive product image and positive self-image. Next is positive self incongruity. So comparison between what a positive product image but not positive self image. Okay, the self image is negative whereas product image is positive. Then that is positive self incongruity. Next is negative self congruity. It's a comparison between a negative product image and negative self image. So both negatives. Negative self incongruity is product image is negative, but whereas self image is positive. So this is how congruity is studied. Okay. Then we have another concept called psychographics. What is this psychographics? It's a study of what consumer personalities based on AIO. A for activities, I for interest, and O for opinions. Most of the marketers, they call it as AIO. So when consumers personalities are based on these three categories: activities, interest, opinions, what we are doing is we are studying psychographics. Okay, it goes beyond classifying people based on no general and demographic data like age, gender, or race, or income, right, or educational qualification, or their marital status, and all. These psychographics, they focus more on understanding cognitive attributes, not just demographic attributes, but also psychological or cognitive attributes, we can say, no, like what, like emotions, like values, like attitudes, right? So these are all, that's why, we call it as psychographics, right? So marketers, what they usually do is to know how consumers are behaving in the market. They combine both demographic data and psychographics data. Next concept of ours is family influence on consumer behavior. See, we all know that family is a major influencer, or we can get, they influence more on consumer buying pattern, right? There are many examples. A child learns how to enjoy ice cream. How? By observing their elder brother or sister having it, right? And he learns the use of money by listening and watching to what how their parents are spending uh, on the products and all. And decisions about a new car or a vacation trip or want to be out of a town, yeah, or something sophisticated brand they want to buy and all that, that again depends upon a family's setting, right? Family setting, right? As a major consumption, we that's why we call, family as a consumption unit. Well, so as a major consumption unit, families are playing a vital role, and the marketers have to know even the family and the structure of the family. See how families or how do households they make purchase decisions. They depend on many things like no family members' opinion, their purchase level, their consumption levels, and the influence of their products. Right? This is all. So. Uh, Visits to shopping malls often involve multiple family members buying clothing and accessories, something with a heavy dose of influence by family members, children, and buying no clothing likewise, right? So, family plays a vital role. So, as a component, we have to study this family for two main reasons. Number one is many products are purchased by a family, and number two is individuals buying decisions, they are highly influencing the behavior of other family members. So for these two reasons we have to study family. So what actually is family? Family is a group of two or more persons related by blood or by marriage or by adoption. Again, they reside in one place, right? The individuals who are in the family, they become the members, and basic social group would be formed, a social unit would be formed there, and basically they will interact with each other, they live together especially to satisfy their personal needs, their mutual needs and all, right? So therefore family is influencing consumer behavior. So therefore we have to know how this family is influenced, right? One is by structural and sociological variables. So marketers should know these two things. One is structural variables of a family and how they are affecting, and the other one is sociological variables. When we are talking about structural variables, see, families they include age, old people, someone head of the family, then no marital status, then presence of children, how many children are there. If it's a nuclear family, the products they buy would be different, and if it's a very big joint family, their preferences to buy products also differs, right? And then employment status also, if they are highly qualified and unemployed, that differs. If they are employed and earning more, that also influence. And children, they increase the family demand for clothing, food, furniture, homes, medical care, and education, while they have decreased demand on travel or high price restaurants or adult clothing and all. So these are all structural variables. When we talk about sociological variables, three very important thing we have to understand is cohesion, adaptability, and communication. So cohesion, no, it's a emotional bounding between members, between family members, right? It measures how close they are to each and every member, so that no emotional bounding would be there. So it reflects a sense of connectedness sometimes. Separateness also we can say from the other families. So cohesion. Next is adaptability. Adaptability, what it does, it measures the ability of a family to change its power structure, role relationships, some rules and regulations in the family, some situational stress or developmental stress, and also adaptability. Then communication, so it's a facilitating one, very critically involved into the movement of um, persons in the family. So positive communication skills like especially empathy, reflective listening, and supportive comments, they enable family members to share each, even this share their secrets and all, right? But whereas negative communications like double minds, criticism, double messages, right, double meaning words and all these things, then that type of atmosphere is there in the family. Then they try to hide their feelings, they never share their feelings, they by they restrict themselves to a particular situations. Okay, this is how things are